This has been kind of in the works since really last summer. We've been thinking about this. We did some work that we published last May that kind of hinted to this direction. But part of it was what they're doing with Whole Foods. That was a big tip of the hand that Amazon really values two things, which is a high-end customer, and second, and surprisingly, which lines up nicely with Target, and second, surprisingly, is they value offline. And I think this is the part that is a little bit of a step in a different direction than most people think. Today, about 10% of what's bought in the U.S. is bought online. Most people generally think that that's going to go to a very small number over the next 10, 15, 20 years. Maybe 10% gets bought offline, so there's going to be this huge sea change. But the fact that they bought Whole Foods really suggests that they see a future in offline. And we think that it won't be as big as online, but be a measurable part. And I'm going to quickly put some numbers on it, is that we think that the online business in the U.S. is going to be probably 55% of retail, and 45% will be offline. So kind of to put all this together is, if you believe that offline still has a place, Target is the perfect fit for them because it gives them the right reach.
You know, it's really interesting. I like your line of logic in this, but let me play devil's advocate and push back on some of these things. I mean, to me, when I saw Whole Foods, I thought, great, because as an Amazon customer, this is Amazon doing what it's always done, which is trying to make sure that it's giving the customer what the customer wants. I mean, I'm somebody who would love to have quick delivery of great food, things I feel good about. I use Fresh Direct all the time. I'd love to have somebody else I can play that off. To me, it wasn't that they looked and saw Whole Foods and thought, oh, we need to buy this. We see these stores. We want to go those directions. It's, okay, how do I find a way to give my customer more of what she wants? And I'm not sure that I need them to do that with Target.
Well, in the case of Target, I think there is a piece to it, the instant gratification. I think that, again, this offline part is an important part. But also, this is something, when you look at the Whole Foods piece to it, well, they didn't have that high-end quality food. They were in 25 different cities with grocery that they've been testing for the last and rolling out for the last 7 years. And so they did have an offering, but yet they wanted to make that offering better. And I think Target kind of lines up similarly to Whole Foods in that sense.
Almost just as like a distribution center to get stuff there same day?
That's part of it, but we think that, you know, you're still in the future going to want to make a stop at the grocery store or make a Target run, and whether it's a distribution center being out of it or some form of just instant gratification, be able to pick something up. Gene, I think that that's important.
Isn't there an argument that you'd want to see what they do with Whole Foods first, in terms of this idea that they're going to use these Whole Foods or any of these boxes as distribution points? We haven't even seen them start with that. Wouldn't you want to see how that even plays out? Do you think they would want to see how that plays out before they would make a big acquisition like this?
Well, getting the timing on this right is tough. We think it's going to be in 2018. If we're going to put a probability on it, it would be 60, 70% chance, just because I think that this is how Amazon thinks about the future, and they tend to capture things relatively quickly.
And you don't think it would do anything to their valuation? Meaning, you don't think that investors, and by the way, there were some investors after the Whole Foods transaction that said, this is the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing, in terms of this truly capital-heavy approach.
The issue that I have with that is Amazon doesn't care about profitability. What they care about is gaining wallet share. And again, if you look at the retail landscape, is you have Amazon coming from an online perspective and starting to flex it more into offline, and you have the offline players trying to get more online. It is going to be a mix. It's going to be a hybrid model in the future. And so I think that the timing on this is always tough. We think it's this year. But I think that the setup and the logic behind Target makes a ton of sense. I just want to put some quick scale into perspective, too. If they paid a 15% premium for Target, that would get them, that would be about 8% of Target's or Amazon's market cap. They would need that. And so I think that this is a very, even though it seems like a big deal in the scope of what Amazon's doing, this is a very manageable piece for them to do.
Gene, how confident are you that this is something that will happen in the next year or even beyond that? I ask because we have people who come on and who give us these predictions, who they think they're long shots, but maybe they'll be right with something. Byron Ween's going to be on in just a little bit. Is this something that you say is an outlier, or this is something that you think there's a very good probability of actually happening this year?
This year, I think it's a 60 to 70% chance. If you're going to say 3 years from now, I think it's a 90% chance. I think that this is going to happen because it fits right in line with what Amazon wants to do and how they see the future of retail.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.